6 USA supermarket chickens you must avoid. Read that title again, slowly, because the deeper you look into how America's supermarket chicken is raised, processed, packaged, transported, and sold, the more you start to realize this isn't a YouTube title designed to scare you. It's a warning, disguised as a dinner choice. Most people believe chicken is the safest meat in the store. White meat, clean protein, cheap, everywhere. But what if I told you that chicken, the food millions of families eat every day without a single thought, is also the most recalled, most mishandled, most misrepresented, and most quietly problematic product in the entire supermarket? What if I told you that some of the biggest chicken brands in America have had outbreaks spanning multiple years, sickening hundreds across dozens of states, and many of those products were never even recalled? What if I told you that the chicken you see wrapped neatly in plastic passed through facilities where conveyor belts run so fast inspectors physically cannot keep up, where machines designed to process 140 birds a minute sometimes malfunction, sending fragments of metal, rubber, and plastic into products that later land in lunchboxes and dinner plates? And what if I told you that much of the chicken labeled natural, fresh, healthy, or clean is often nothing more than brilliant marketing wrapped around a reality most consumers never get to see? Tonight, we're diving into that reality. A world of silent recalls, legal loopholes, undisclosed risks, and factory secrets hidden behind America's favorite protein. Not to accuse these companies, not to defame them, but to show you the truth most people never hear, because no supermarket, no brand, and no government agency puts this level of detail on a label. Once you hear these stories, you might never shop for chicken the same way again. Number 1. Foster Farms. The outbreak too big to ignore. Foster Farms has been a household name for decades. People trusted it without question, but then came 2013, a year that changed everything. A rare, drug-resistant salmonella strain spread across 29 states, hospitals filled with patients. Parents rushed children to emergency rooms. Seniors were left hospitalized for days. The final count? 634 sick, dozens hospitalized. Some fought for their lives. And the most disturbing part? The chicken wasn't recalled at first. Why? Because technically contaminated raw chicken isn't illegal unless proven to violate specific standards. So the product stayed on shelves. Consumers kept buying it, completely unaware of the invisible danger trapped inside the package. Think about that. A national outbreak, no recall, and chicken still being sold to families who had no idea what they were bringing home. If that doesn't make you question the entire system, what will? Number 2. Tyson Foods. When size becomes a weakness. Tyson isn't big. Tyson is enormous. One of the biggest chicken producers on earth. But with size comes risk. So much risk. In the last few years, Tyson recalled products for rubber pieces, hard plastic, metal fragments, and even listeria contamination in ready-to-eat chicken. One recall alone involved 8.5 million pounds of chicken, enough to fill entire warehouses. Parents opened bags of nuggets expecting an easy dinner, and instead found blue rubber lodged inside crispy breading. Someone bit into a tender and felt something sharp. People started asking, how does metal even get into chicken? The answer is uncomfortable. Massive plants, fast machines, blades break, seals crack, equipment tears, and when the line moves at insane speeds, thousands of packages get filled and sealed before anyone notices a thing. Tyson isn't careless. The scale is simply too big for humans to control every detail. And that's the problem. Number 3. Purdue Farms. The clean image with a shadow behind it. Purdue has mastered branding. Blue packaging, family farm messaging, no antibiotics ever, clean labels, comforting colors. But consumers started questioning that image when reports revealed that no antibiotics ever didn't always mean no antibiotics ever. Birds could be given antibiotics earlier in life and still fall under the label due to technical loopholes. Then came the metal wire recall. Over 167,000 pounds of chicken contaminated with tiny metal fragments. Families who bought Purdue thinking it was the safest option suddenly found themselves reading recall notices late at night, checking batch codes, digging through their freezers, wondering if the tenders they fed their kids had metal in them. It wasn't just a recall. It was a psychological break in trust. The realization that even the cleanest brands have cracks. Number 4. Sanderson Farms. The label that sparked a national fight. The phrase 100% natural sounds innocent, comforting, healthy. But when Sanderson Farms proudly used that label, consumer groups pushed back hard. Lawsuits argued that birds raised with certain antibiotics shouldn't fall under natural, despite the industry allowing it. The controversy dragged on for years. Sanderson eventually dropped the claim entirely. But the real question remained. If 100% natural can be stretched so easily, what other labels are being bent? Organic, no hormones, fresh? Is the supermarket filled with words that mean less than consumers believe? Sanderson's case didn't just affect one brand. It opened the public's eyes to an entire system built on flexible definitions. Number 5. Store-brand chicken. The dark side of cheap poultry. Many think store-brand chicken is the same as name brand, just cheaper. But behind the scenes, former grocery employees have reported chicken close to spoiling being relabeled with new dates, discolored meat wiped down and repackaged, discount birds pushed aggressively despite suspicious smells, raw chicken nearing expiration being used for in-store rotisserie to avoid waste, barcodes being swapped quietly to extend shelf life, staff under pressure to sell product fast even if the quality felt questionable. None of this appears on labels. None of it becomes public unless an employee speaks out. The truth is simple. Store-brand chicken is cheap because corners must be cut somewhere, and it's rarely obvious where. Number 6. The rotisserie chicken secret. What supermarkets never tell you. Rotisserie chickens are America's favorite shortcut dinner. But here's the secret supermarkets will never advertise. Most rotisserie chickens are made from raw chickens that were about to expire, showing discoloration, too unattractive for raw sale, nearing their sell-by window, slightly damaged or bruised, inconsistent in size or texture. Once they're seasoned heavily and cooked, all flaws disappear. A bird that looked questionable in the raw section suddenly becomes a golden, mouth-watering grocery store masterpiece. Customers grab them without a second thought. But inside, some people have cut open rotisserie chickens only to find greenish meat, mushy flasher, sour odors, signs the chicken wasn't fresh before cooking. The rotisserie oven isn't just a convenience, it's a disguise. Before you buy chicken again, these 6 types of supermarket chicken aren't always dangerous, but they have faced real recalls, real lawsuits, real outbreaks, and real insider reports that should make every consumer stop and think. Because here's the truth no one tells you. Chicken is the most mass-produced, rushed, poorly monitored protein in the entire food industry. Lines move fast. Machines break. Labels get slapped on without second checks. Near-expired meat gets pushed into the rotisserie, and the burden of safety ultimately falls on one person. You. So next time you shop, check the dates. Inspect the color. Avoid heavily discounted packs. Be cautious with store brands. And understand that behind every package is a system built on not perfection, but speed. The safest consumer is not the loyal one, not the trusting one, not the unaware one. The safest consumer is the informed one. If this breakdown opened your eyes, make sure you subscribe to Food Alert, where we expose the hidden ingredients, misleading claims, and food brands you should think twice about before buying. Stay sharp, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next investigation.